Hey line, hi folks, it's Lev. Welcome back to another video. For those of you who are new, I'm using pronouns. My lighting is just not making up its mind, but that's okay. I don't really know what to call today's video, but it's like a reflection of my relationship experiences, my current relationship, and just sharing like insights and reflective thoughts about, I guess, the journey of me in the dating world and relationships. For those of you who have been watching my videos for a while, especially last year, you may know that I was cheated on by my ex, and January 2022, it's almost 9 months since that entire thing happened. And the way I see it, how I feel about it, and everything has matured in a way. Like the way I respond to it now and react to it is very different to how I reacted to it when it first happened and when I was first told about it. In terms of like labels for where we were at that point in time, we were like unofficially together, and it was unofficial because we hadn't met in person yet, and so I personally did not feel comfortable making it like official boyfriend girlfriend, but we were definitely dating at that point, in love with each other, unofficially in a relationship. And to me, dating and a relationship are two separate stages as well. And we had talked about cheating and how we both don't condone it and everything, but it still happened. Looking back at it now and seeing how far I've come in the 9 months that has passed, that entire event, like me meeting that person being in my life, experiencing what it's like to fall in love with someone. But at that point I also thought it was like infatuation, because it was like very unhealthy for me in the way that I was very 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 attached, and I couldn't really do anything without her in a way. Like the boundaries between my life left just left, and then our relationship, like the boundaries were like very great, and it's like everything I did, I had to tell her right away. And I felt very lonely if I didn't talk to her even for like 2 hours. It was a very unhealthy relationship, and to me, it was unstable in a way. To explain that better, essentially, there was no me and my life without her. Like I couldn't separate the two, and that's why it was also very unhealthy. And I realize now that I was looking at things through rose colored glasses or rose colored lens, meaning there were things that really frustrated me about her, things she did that really frustrated me about her, but I ignored all that in light of the good stuff. Like I fell in love. I don't know. It was so wrong. Like logically think about it, it was wrong because it was so unhealthy, yet it felt so right. And the things that I felt annoyed about were like legitimate things, because being told one thing and then seeing another thing through actions clearly was a red flag. But for me at the time, it was clear that it wasn't clear as a red flag, because again, I saw everything through rose colored glasses. I'm like, young love, I love her, you know. I minimized the things that she did that really pissed me off, and convinced myself that it's okay. Even though it wasn't okay, I convinced myself it was okay because I loved her, I was in love with her, and I didn't know any better because it was my first dating experience. Like the biggest thing that really put me off was when she says she's really keen to meet up and meet me in person and can't wait for the day we meet in person and all of this stuff. But whenever I try to organize a meet up in person, she's busy. But in actual reality, I know she has time and the ability to hang out with me, but then she keeps saying she's busy and made excuses all of the time to not meet me. But she's like, she loves me, she's in love with me, she's excited to, she can't wait to meet me. And I gave her many opportunities as well. It's like I even tried to plan like 1 month in her head. Okay, like, okay, you're actually busy these next whatever period of time, throw me a date that you don't have anything on at the moment, because you can't. I doubt she has like things pre-booked in for every single damn day for the next 3 months. So I'm like, throw me a date, I will block it out of my calendar as a provisional date, and closer to the date we can confirm. Didn't happen. And she would say, I'll get back to you, but she never gets back to me. When I ask her about when she's free, I'll get back to you, she never got back to me. And I'm like, you. And this went on for months. Like, it wasn't like she's busy for 2 weeks and then I got annoyed. Like, it happened month after month after month after month. Like, don't say one thing and then do something else to completely contradict what you just said to me. Fucking hell. And my bullshit detector went completely off the mark. Went completely off when she told me she slept with another guy and she got drunk at a party. It's like, brief context for those of you who have not watched my other videos. Yeah, she went to this party with her soccer friends, she got extremely drunk and then slept with another guy. But the point is, she was too busy to hang out with me, the person she's dating and the person she says she loves and cares about. But she has time to go to a party with her so-called friends who don't actually give a shit about her, and then sleep with this guy. Great. Very busy. Incredibly busy. And even in just retelling that story briefly, the emotions that I had initially when I was filming my early videos, I remember the video I filmed in April last year when like it just happened. I was an emotional wreck. I was tearing up while I was talking about it and talking about how hurt I was. Compared to now, it's just so different. I've not only healed, but I've matured from this incident and the lessons that it has taught me. One being, not everyone is going to value you, Lev. Not everyone is going to value you, and not everyone is going to care about you. Even though they may say that they care about you, not everyone cares about you genuinely. And that I deserve better than this. I deserve better than being lied to and putting all my faith. Like, I trusted her a lot. When she said she was going through stuff, I gave her space. We didn't talk much because I respected her alone space. She wanted gave her time to work through things. I didn't force her to talk to me. And I was saying, I'll be here whenever you're ready to come back. But then I heard I heard all of my trust shitted on. Like 9 months after that. Like, now, it's been 9 months. The message that I deserve better than this has truly sunk into my subconscious. And also the message that it also helped me realize, like, this is not what I want in a relationship or even when dating someone. And it really brought to my attention, young, naive Lev, who's never experienced love in his life. It really taught me red flags. And even though I see these qualities or things that I value in a person and find important, to not neglect the things that I'm not okay with just because I'm dating this person. Not neglect it. actually listen to my gut, listen to my subconscious. Like this random example popped into my head, like if there's like a serial killer who is extremely talented in baking and makes very nice sweets, but murders people, they're not a very good, or they're not very safe or healthy person to be around. Even though they're incredible at baking, doesn't mean that they're safe and healthy to be around. Building from that point of what I learned, I'm glad that entire thing happened because in a very large way it prepared me for this new chapter in my life with my boyfriend who I made official with just over 2 weeks ago. Yes, I have a boyfriend. Hi. um yeah, I haven't told you that. I haven't told you that. Y'all probably know I'm dating, but now I'm actually in a relationship, and that's why I'm also looking back and making this video because reflection. It prepared me for this chapter, like knowing how to be alone, knowing the green signs in a relationship, knowing the red flags in a relationship, just the emotional and psychological maturity from that entire incident, cheating incident last year, learning how to deal with adversity in relationships in the dating world. It's made me such a stronger, wiser, more resilient person, not only in life in general, but in the dating relationship world as well. And I feel like the universe brought me and my boyfriend together at a very convenient time. Because, like, he'd also been going through some stuff, and the day we started talking, it's quite funny. It's like we were both ready for it, and none of this was planned. The universe did some magic. We were both ready the day I accidentally swiped and sent him the eye emoji. And I also remembered the quote that I'm pretty sure many of you have heard before, like time heals all wounds. I don't fully agree with that statement because for me, time in of itself, just simply the passage of time with me doing zero work in reflecting, learning from mistakes, all of this stuff, just the passage of time on and of itself. For me, it does not heal wounds. For me, it's time plus commitment and effort in learning and becoming a better version of me and constantly improving, you know, improving myself in small or big ways. Time and continued effort heals wounds. Yeah, I don't believe in the time in of itself heals wounds because like people may be stuck, like we may be stuck in a place in our lives for years and the situation may not improve even after years pass because no action to create change is actually taken. And for me, the way I see is the passage of time just keeps allowing history to repeat itself if there is nothing stopping it and changing the whole cycle. And I'm honestly not afraid or ashamed to say that I am a 24-year-old virgin and I'm a 24-year-old who has never had his first kiss before. It doesn't bother me anymore, that is. I always used to believe that, like, I had to do teenage dating or experience things at the age that other people typically experience it at. But, like, as I've gotten older and journeyed through life, I realized, like, it's okay to do things at a later time than other people. Like, some teenagers get, like, pregnant and everything and, like, have experience with sexual intercourse. Well, I don't. But that's okay. Like, I feel like in society in general, there's this pressure to, like, have a partner and, like, and then have a partner and then get married by a certain age. It's just, it's stupid and it's unnecessary. Like, I was talking to my boyfriend and I was telling him, like, I'm glad I didn't experience. I wasn't dating, and I wasn't in. I'm glad that I wasn't dating, and I'm glad that I wasn't in a relationship during my adolescent years or even early 20s, because my life was a chaotic mess, especially my adolescent years. I was very emotionally immature. I didn't know how to deal with things properly. The way I cope with things was withdrawal, withdrawing, giving people the silent treatment, and online. I was very active on social media during my late teenage years as well. Like, I liked this band, I followed them, hardcore fan. And I remember like some people on Twitter were like saying negative things and putting down the band that I really loved. And then I responded by responding in messages with capital letters saying fuck you and everything. This was like when I was 16, 17, 18, that time, late adolescence, because I didn't know how to deal with things. Like, I remember posting a picture on my fan page at the time, like doing this to like the haters, the people hating on my favorite band. Like, I remember posting a picture. It wasn't my face. My face wasn't in there. It was just my finger like this. Because I didn't know how else to manage and deal with the situation. And at the time, I didn't know how to regulate and take control of my emotions either. Like, my emotions controlled me. I did not control my emotions. And that's another reason why I'm glad I wasn't in a relationship, because one, I would just it wouldn't work for me because I would have severe anxiety, social anxiety. It would just be unstable. It would just be unhealthy given my headspace and my maturity level. Yeah, I'm just glad. I'm not saying that teenage dating is wrong. I'm just saying for me, it worked out better that I did not date and that I was not in a relationship, because I think it would have ended very, very badly for me. And with my current relationship, things are very different. I mean, in terms of my self confidence, knowing about my body, feeling comfortable in my own body, it's very different. This time last year was very, very different. I'll say this too publicly on the internet. I was afraid of sexual intercourse. I was afraid of physical touch in general. Like, I didn't like people touching me, like, even family. Like, it was really, I don't know, it's a really sensitive thing to me. Like, I just felt uncomfortable with physical touch. And I was afraid of physical intimacy. And I was afraid of pornography. It scared the shit out of me. Like, the first time I watched it, because I was trying to familiarize myself with this adult world and not make myself freak out every time I saw it and people having intercourse, which is perfectly human, and two adults consensually doing it is like not a problem. But for me, it's just I was really weirded out by the whole thing, because I've thought of it as a very taboo thing my whole life. Parents never really talked about it. Did have sex ed, but I forgot most things. It was not normal for me, and it was a very foreign world to me. That's why I freaked out so much. And because I'm not used to seeing it as well. And yeah, even talking to my date, or my ex at the time, my date at the time, who is now my ex, even talking about physical intimacy and stuff to her, I felt so weirded out and awkward about the whole thing. But now, there is still a little bit of that lingering, like feeling awkward and nervous to raise it and talk about it. But it's so different this time when I talk to my boyfriend about it, because I have grown much more confident. I've overcome that fear of intercourse and not feel weirded out by seeing pornography. It's come a long way, like, just in the past year, in terms of growth in different areas of my life, including this. And it was for me overcoming this fear of physical intimacy and all of the very natural human adult stuff, that I'm more confident in this relationship. Like, had I not overcome that, I wouldn't be as confident as I am today, especially in this relationship. And talking to my boyfriend about physical intimacy and all of this stuff, not really, not not significantly weirded out by it. Like, for example, hand holding. I remember in high school when this was way before I came out as trans and started transitioning. So I was living as a girl. I remember we were walking to an excursion once, and there was like the whole group of girls were like just holding hands and walking together in a line. We weren't walking on the footpath or anything, so there was room. There was like 4 or 5 of us walking in a single line and holding hands. And then I don't know if I was invited to join or, but then I tried it. Like I was holding my peer's hand. I felt weirded out after a few seconds. I let go and I'm just like, nope, I'm walking solo. Even I haven't found that I was weirded out by that too, like very uncomfortable with it. But when I hung out with my boyfriend recently, we were holding hands for a while, and I found it very, 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 very calming. And I definitely did connect with him a lot more from the physical touch, but I didn't feel weirded out by it, and it felt really, really nice. And this this sense of meaningful fulfillment, not only from having some physical touch with him. God, we're not doing anything weird in public. Um, yeah, very calming and very nice. And I was confident enough to do that and not feel weirded out by it in public. So I guess the whole point of this video is not only a reflection, but I realized like how even things that were painful in the moment and I wish it didn't happen and I wish that things didn't end a certain way, it all forms part of the puzzle that is the journey of my life. And I'm still writing the book, I'm still building the tracks that this left journey of life train is traveling on. The tracks are still being constructed, still going, and it's all been a blessing in disguise. And in the moment, like in all the anguish and hurt and all of that, I couldn't really see it. I'm like, rage just consumed me, like, fuck you, why would you do this to me, like I didn't deserve this. And just really letting myself feel the emotions. I did not see things the same way. But now, looking back, it is truly a blessing in disguise. And I have gained so much more than what I have lost from it. One thing is, I found myself again. Second thing is, that relationship didn't work out. And now I've met someone and am in a relationship with someone who genuinely cares about me, who genuinely loves me, does not lie to me, honest communication, transparent communication. We're both human with each other. It's just incredible. And I wouldn't have met him if the relationship early last year went through. I wouldn't have met my current boyfriend. And this is the blessing in disguise. It all went to shit. The first one all went to shit, taught me a bunch of things, prepared me for this new chapter in my life, and now I'm here traveling it. And there's still part of me that's like, wait, did I really just like hang out with him recently? Like first date with him recently? I'm shook. Just processing it, and it's not a bad thing. It's just it's very new to me, given that I've lived my entire life, most of my life, 95% of my life, single, not in a relationship. Now I'm in a relationship. It's just adjustment time, really. But I truly value him and our relationship and everything. And if you're watching this video, you know who you are. Yeah, that's all I had for today. Thanks for watching, folks, and I will see you in the next video.